I'm a 28-year-old guy, and for the past 3 years, I thought I was building something real with my girlfriend Lizzie, who's 26. We lived together, shared bills, made plans, even talked about starting a family someday. I genuinely believed she was my person. I was wrong. Last month, everything unraveled. It was a regular weekday, or at least it was supposed to be. We just wrapped up a major project at work, and my manager let the whole team go home early as a small thank you. Normally, I don't get back until around 6 p.m., but that day, I walked through the front door of our apartment at 2 p.m., excited to surprise Lizzie. I figured I'd catch her off guard in a good way. Maybe take her out for lunch or just spend some extra time together. Instead, I stepped into a nightmare. As soon as I entered, I heard noises coming from the bedroom. Unmistakable, intimate noises that don't leave much room for interpretation. My stomach dropped. There's a specific kind of numbness your body enters when your brain tries to reject what your instincts already know. That's exactly what happened. I walked to the bedroom and pushed the door open. There she was. Lizzie was in our bed with another man. Some massive, muscle-bound guy I'd never seen before. He looked like he did push-ups between bites of steak and probably brushed his teeth with protein powder. They both jumped like teenagers caught by their parents, scrambling to cover themselves up with my sheets. Froze. For a few seconds I was just stunned. I wasn't angry yet, just broken. Like my entire world had shifted 2 feet to the left without warning. Then the guy, let's call him Howard, had the nerve to get in my face. He puffed up and demanded to know who I was, like I was the intruder in my own home. I told him, plain and steady, that I was Lizzie's boyfriend, that this was my apartment, and that he needed to get dressed and leave before this got worse. Howard smirked, laughed, told me Lizzie had already told him about me, said I was never around, that I wasn't meeting her needs. Then he actually had the audacity to tell me to move on. I looked at Lizzie. She couldn't even meet my eyes. Just sat there, wrapped in the sheets we used to share, silent and small. I asked them both to get dressed and leave. I was trying to stay calm even though my body was shaking with adrenaline and heartbreak. That's when Howard blindsided me. No warning. Just a punch straight to the jaw that sent me flying. My vision exploded into stars. Turns out, Howard's an amateur boxer. A fact I would learn later in a hospital room while trying not to vomit from the pain. While I was lying on the floor bleeding, he leaned over and said, "Stay away from Lizzie. Next time it'll be worse." Then they just left. Walked out like they hadn't just shattered 3 years of my life and physically assaulted me in my own home. When I could finally sit up, I did what I knew I had to do. I took photos. My swollen face, the blood on the carpet, the overturned lamp, every detail. Then I drove myself to the ER. They documented my injuries, took more pictures, and asked if I wanted to file a police report. Damn right I did. I gave them everything. A full statement, Howard's threat, the whole story. That same night, Lizzie started blowing up my phone. Dozens of texts and calls, ranging from fake apologies to "it's not what it looked like," to "please don't do anything crazy." I didn't respond to a single one. The next day, I talked to my landlord. He was surprisingly understanding and told me with a police report in hand, he could legally remove Lizzie from the lease. So I boxed up all her stuff. Every piece of clothing, her shoes, her skincare routine, even her favorite coffee mug, and stacked the boxes by the front door. 2 days later, the cops called me. They had arrested Howard. Because of his boxing background, his fists are legally considered weapons, and combined with the threat and the assault, the case was being taken very seriously. That's when the real circus began. Lizzie started calling non-stop. We're talking 40-50 times a day. Her mom, who once treated me like her own son, called and accused me of ruining Lizzie's life. She dismissed the assault as boys being boys. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then Howard's gym buddies started messaging me on social media. Threats, intimidation, warnings to drop the charges before something happens. I screenshot every single one and sent them to the detective. He called it what it was. Witness intimidation. Then things escalated. Lizzie showed up at my workplace. Security had to stop her from getting inside. She was screaming and crying in the parking lot while my coworkers watched from the windows. My manager pulled me aside. I explained everything and showed him the police report. He banned Lizzie from the property. Later I got a call from Howard's lawyer. Suddenly, Howard was full of regret. He wanted to settle. Offered to pay my medical bills if I dropped the charges. I laughed and hung up. But Lizzie somehow got my new number. Turns out, a well-meaning coworker named Joel gave it to her, thinking she deserved a second chance. He apologized later when he realized the full extent of what she'd done. Lizzie texted me again, saying Howard's boxing career was on the line, that I was ruining his future over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. He beat me unconscious in my own bedroom while sleeping with my girlfriend. I forwarded the texts to my lawyer. Yeah, I have one now. That's when I learned the affair had only been going on for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. She blew up 3 years of love, loyalty, and shared memories for a fling with a violent meathead she barely knew. The prosecutor on my case didn't play around. She was sharp, no nonsense. After reviewing the evidence, hospital records, photos, threatening messages, social media DMs, she said Howard was looking at serious consequences. His fists were weapons, and his buddies harassment. That was building a case for organized intimidation. Then came a twist I never saw coming. Lizzie's dad reached out. We met for coffee. He looked heartbroken. Told me this wasn't the first time Lizzie had cheated. She'd done it to her last boyfriend too. He apologized for what happened and even offered to help me move her stuff out. He said he couldn't keep enabling her behavior anymore. But things weren't done escalating. One day I got a DM from one of Howard's friends. A photo of my car in the work parking lot. The message read, "Nice ride." It wasn't just a threat. It was a warning. I went straight to the police. Turns out this gym crew had a history of stuff like this. The very next day, HR called me into a meeting. Someone had shown up at the front desk asking about my schedule. The description matched one of Howard's buddies. My job took it seriously. They offered remote work for 2 weeks and heightened security. Then Lizzie made a TikTok. In it, she cried and painted me as a bitter ex who couldn't handle her moving on. She left out the part where she cheated. Or where her new boyfriend assaulted me. Her followers tore into me. Until Joel, that same coworker, stepped up. He commented with the full timeline, security incident, and receipts. The internet turned on her fast. The video was deleted within hours. The very same day, Howard's lawyer called again, this time offering $10,000 if I'd drop the charges. Said no. Then the lease violation kicked in. Lizzie had 30 days to pick up her things. The notice was served to her at her mom's house. Her mom called me screaming, accusing me of making Lizzie homeless. I reminded her. Lizzie made herself homeless when she cheated. Then, someone poured sugar in my gas tank. Luckily, I'd installed cameras. Clear footage showed one of Howard's gym buddies doing it. He was arrested the next morning and now faces felony vandalism charges. Eventually, Howard accepted a plea deal. 18 months in prison, 12 with good behavior, plus 3 years probation. He's banned from boxing for 5 years, has to attend anger management, and owes me $5,000 in restitution. The guy who vandalized my car got 6 months. The rest of the crew received fines and probation. Lizzie tried to talk to me in court, but my lawyer shut it down. She screamed, "This is all your fault." Her mom sent a guilt letter. Told me I'd destroyed Howard's life. That he was going to propose. I don't feel bad. She was going to marry the man who assaulted me. Lizzie's dad. He divorced her mom. Said he was done enabling their behavior. He texted me to say he hopes I move on and find peace. I donated all of Lizzie's things to Goodwill. When she texted me from yet another new number to call me heartless, I didn't even flinch. Then I got a message from a woman named Brooke. She used to date Howard. Said he assaulted her ex too. Same pattern. Same intimidation. She never pressed charges out of fear, But she thanked me for standing up to him. We met for coffee. She's not someone I'm dating, just someone who gets it. As for me, I'm in therapy, covered by the Victims Fund. I moved to a new apartment in a better neighborhood. Work gave me a raise for how I handled everything. I even started going to the gym, not his, obviously. And you know what? I'm good. Lizzie did me a favor. It hurt, but she showed me who she really was before marriage or kids. And for anyone out there who says I should have fought back like a man, miss me with that. I'm 5 feet 10 inches, 165 pounds, work in IT. Howard was 6 feet 3 inches, 220 pounds, and trained to punch. I fought smart legally and I won. Don't let anyone make you feel weak for taking the high road. Document everything. Press charges. Let the system do its job. Oh, and last I saw, Lizzie's already dating some new guy from her mom's church. She's posting about how she's finally found real love. I almost feel sorry for him. Almost. But he's not my problem. Not anymore. Is.